So this is a trial one of me recording me do digital in art, screen recording, doing some digital in art. I am planning to do this for my game developing when I'm making new cards for Wizard War. But I'm using Mytey from M&J TV and to test this out and mess around to see what my thoughts are. So this is my take of Mytey, and it's a bit rough and all honestly, but a little bit of background about why I chose Mytey to try to do. So what I like to do personally, I like to do a sketch and then scan it and then bring it into a digital art program and start going over it a bit more, because I don't like sketching on digitally. It does not feel right to me personally, but everyone has their takes. But so I basically am going through going over my lines that I sketched and all that simple. And it was a lot of fun, all honestly. It just took a good chunk of time and energy to know what I'm looking for. So now, once I got all the outlines, I took away the background that contained the sketch, so I can just focusing on the now colors that Mytey contains. So let's fill it all in, make sure I get as much as I can, and nearly it. And you can see that I'm going back and clean up some of the stuff that when I was using the bigger brush strokes got into the outside of the line, so I went in and cleaned that up. So now just moving on to part of the eyes for a little bit. So I bounce around doing stuff, and according to what Michael said, Mytey is known for in sense of justice, and well, the word in sense of justice, and this is more due to psychology and how, and it's not been proven, or well, yes and no, has not been proven about this, but teaching someone about something and then teaching someone else this something totally opposite of the exact same term can screw up someone's message. So later on I will show you some other designs I designed, but back to just Mytey. So we're working on the somewhat mass design on Mytey now. So and he grew up like a lot of kids with superheroes with masks and identities. So he tried to replicate it, like he said in his intro of Mytey. So I go in, I'm adding like something like a cloud in the background and all that. Now I'm just hopping in and trying to do a little playing in the background, and I was screwing up the fins of the plane, and do I say I like them? No, but I was gonna just take it. And the wing, not bad. This looked like a decent gray. It's like just enough because it's just supposed to be in the background. Tint the windows a little bit. Then wasn't liking the back, so I was just going back in and trying to get better shape. I was okay with that, and there's Mytey take of Mytey. So this is the M&J TV form. So this Mytey form is attainable when it has played a game for one game for 200 hours a week for a month straight. So roughly 800 hours in that month of playing that one game, 200 per week. So this thing loves to go around, play games, and have fun with ProProClip, M&J TV, and PM7. He likes doing competitions, likes messing around, loves Pixelmon, and will lovely join them for random trivia and gameplay. He will also once in a while play online by himself, not doing anything and all that. He has the ability to analyze the lobby that he's in and see who is streaming, who is hacking, and who's typing weird messages. His left eye will turn like a pink color to indicate that there's a streamer or a hacker in the lobby. So the concept of this idea was when I first got my Mytey plush, I thought the ears might have been off or something felt a bit weird with the ears. And I looked back, looked at the images, and then realized why it looked weird, because the ear, where the positioning is for the ears were a bit funky, and when you translate it to a plush and a 3D model, it's different. People think they're the same, but no, there's some physics that have to go into a plush that 3D does not have to deal with. So it threw me off, but it made me, when I pulled the ears down, it lined up just right at the corner of the little triangle thing in the middle of my head. I don't know what it's supposed to represent, but I'm like, oh, this looks like a mask. And the concept is that he pulls down the masks and he cover his eye that is glowing. For people who don't realize that if you are playing a game online and they're showing, someone's watching him play, he doesn't want to give off saying that he knows someone's streaming, so he has the goggles to come down to cover his eyes and make him more suspicious on the game, make him and all that. And this is and all that. So, and with his background, I thought, because this is known as the M&J TV logo, I thought, well, let's try and give him a background that represents M&J TV's office, where he records the videos. So, this is me messing around and trying to see what I like and all that. And honestly, like, I even tried to give him like a weird plush with a weird blue mustache and eyes and ears. And right now, of this recording and drawing, the John Michael Cup is still going on. So I drew a little cup, and then like the John Michael Michael Cup. I spelled a few times, but that is the MJTV form. So this is the Team Sky form. This creature, this Mytey form is a very rare form, and it's known as one of the forbidden forms. And how how one of these Myteys could attain this form? They must be kidnapped by a member of Team Sky and raised and learn the way of Team Sky and their form of justice, and that is to expand the sky. And these Myteys have wings that could get very hot as though they're plasma, and can cut through a good chunk as though it's nothing, as though it's room temperature butter to a hot knife. They could slice down a mountain with ease. This thing goes so fast, you don't know where it's coming from before it makes its cut, and all that. So what the Mytey does, the Team Sky form, is one of took the idea that a lot of the fan base is Team Sky, and the concept of, and I knew the concept idea of how someone is taught, grew up and were trained, like, let's say, here's the best example. If you train your kid, red is green and green means red, and they're not colorblind, and then send them out to the real world, think how confusing will part be, because you'll be stopping at green lights and they won't be honking at you like, I'm following the light, what are you doing? And other people you get in trouble by wanting the red light because you were taught to be that. It is a green, in a sense, green light. So, and that's where the concept it comes from, is the training people and teaching people almost false truths. Well, more like this knowledge, true information, and we've seen this throughout history where the tales of glory in history goes to the victors, and we've seen this many cultures and civilizations crumbled and died, and we don't have their records to know what happened to them, because again, we don't have stories to depict them. The only stories survived are to the victors most of the time, so we don't have stories. So, and we're taught several things that aren't true. And we see this, and this is part where a lot of people get upset and blame the government propaganda, everything's false. And honestly, there's that argument where how much are you taking in with the truth around you, and how much are you letting it affect you? And honestly, Mytey was taught by the victor what was justice, and that was to expand the sky. And that and that's and everyone else that tries to stop them are against this guy. And so he builds up that anger and rage of people towards people that either damage the atmosphere or try to build big buildings to block the sky, and be like, the world should not do that, and will zoom through buildings as though it's butter with its wings. The wings, when he's not zipping around to the sky, are like almost like feathers, wings, like very wide, very thin, and not much to do with. And honestly, they're simple. And and because Team Sky is always up in the sky and rarely are on the ground, he loses the power of. He loses his feet, but he obtains ability to zip around and all that. And yeah, so you can see those smashes and see how Mytey has dirty bait. That is Team Sky. So this is the Grunty Boy form. This is another forbidden form, one of the rarest and most dangerous form. These Mytey Forms are known to trick people to spending money on sponsors that they got for money. They're also known to be sneaky and clever. They're known to get into any building with ease and use any product or take anything they want. The only way to attain this rare form is if the Grunty Boy from MMJTV has captured one, and raised one, and trained in his version of justice. So that's the lore and idea behind this Mytey form. So it's pretty simple, but like I said, ability to persuade people and able to make them buy stuff with like ease. Doesn't sound dangerous, but think about it. They could really, in a sense, swindle you from all your money and all that with like just by talking to you. That seems like what? That does not seem fair at the end of the day, because that seems a little bit overpowered. Just able to like, hey, I have this amazing deal and can sell you anything. That seems crazy powerful, because money is dangerous. Too much money can corrupt a human being with it. So you have to be wise with your money. And I'll explain. So with these eyes, I went with some interesting color choices. So I started with one side with a white eye to represent the Team Rocket in the anime, and then this is supposed to represent Rainbow Rocket, and also static channels, and so it's like it's supposed to be like airwaves that aren't working. So it's supposed to weapon. So there's the siren noise, and give it some more color so it doesn't feel bland. So I give it some brown hair and all that. So now I'm coming in with the background. So because the concept was that he sells a lot of items to people, I'm like, let's make him a set as though he's selling some product. And first thing that pops up in my head when I think of people selling items for profit or on like a TV show or a lot of kitchenware. So you see a lot of kitchen rooms, and they're like, this is a frying pan, this is a knife, and it does not get stored. Oh, it's like it's always sharp. I'm like, those kind of ads. And honestly, that's what this background was trying to represent. Someone like a salesperson as doing television. And so they are just saying that of the scene, and that is the now. And I tried to do countertop design. I was struggling, but finding the right stencil. But I was, because I'm directed by here. That's the final Grunty Boy form.